Hey there! When you want to grow your business into a brand and you look online, all you find is a lot of noise because it seems like everyone has an opinion on building a brand. In today's episode, let's learn the secrets from an expert. Let's learn it from a published author. Hi, I'm Sirisha Ravuri. I'm your online breakthrough consultant. I'm a licensed NLP practitioner, and this is our Citrines channel. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner and looking to grow your business, you have to follow and subscribe to the Citrines channel, the ultimate guide to success mindset. So click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you're notified every time we post a cool video. Today's episode is on the power of building brands, learn the secrets, interview with Gauri Chaudhary. Hey there. So today we have with us Gauri Chaudhary, who is a pharma veteran, a brand expert, and she's the co-founder of Brand Inner World. Not only that, she is a best-selling author for Amazon's The Perfect Pill. So Gauri, it's wonderful having you here with us today. Could you tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Hey Shirisha, it's so great to connect with you, particularly in these days when everyone is locked out, sitting in the house, but beautifully opening up new doors. So it's great to see you and see everyone who probably is going to watch this interview. To tell about myself, well, I have been in the field of healthcare marketing, advertising, and brand building now for 27 years. A long journey, I would say. Started many years back as a young MBA enthusiast with BPharm degree and worked in marketing field of pharma companies in sales and then moved on to FCB Ulka advertising. And that was the place where I actually got introduced to best of the brands. I headed their healthcare division. Yeah, and you know how advertising world is. It's quite open. So though I was heading their healthcare business and was responsible for many ethical brands and OTC brands like Calcium Sandoz, Seven Seas, and many other brands that they had in their kitty, I was also getting exposed to other brands from the consumer field like Amul, Whirlpool, Tata Motors. And with the understanding I was getting from FMCG, I was putting it, adapting it to pharma world and the overall healthcare world. And that's where I thought I learned the best in brand building. So moving forward, I started my own consultancy. They say, necessity is the mother of all invention. My children were growing. So as they were growing, I felt I needed more time with them. And then I said, at one point I said, let me just start my own consultancy, which gives me flexibility to work with and pick up projects which excite me the most and just drop them, which I don't like much. That's how my journey started and that's how my business started. So that's what it is. Yeah. And
amazing. So is that how you got the idea of starting a business, to be your own boss, or is there something else? What made you start off?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that, you something should excite you about what you're doing. And as time was progressing, I was getting really caught up into routine and administrative work at in my job. My kids at home needed my time and I wanted to be with them around that time. So I said, yeah, I mean, let me just do what I really like and still balance my time in the best possible way. Having said, yeah, I mean, having said that, gathering that courage and kind of skill set it requires, it really took some time. So out of 27 years, 17 years I was working and last 10 years I'm on my own.
Okay, wonderful. So if you had one thing that you could attribute your success to, what would it be?
Oh, just love what you're doing. Every morning when you get up and you say that, oh, great, I'm going to do this today, and it excites you, be there. And if for some reason, continuously for a longer period, if you think, no, I don't like what I'm doing, just drop it, take a pause and think what you really want to do. Because if you have passion for what you're doing, that's the great thing. I mean, then success comes very naturally and it just drives you to get to the best. So my advice would be follow your passion.
Following your passion is what you attribute your success to.
Yes.
So can I safely say that when you wake up in the morning,
you're excited, you're all ready to start your day because you love what you're doing?
Yeah, I think Sirisha, it is somewhere, goes together. When you're passionate about what you're doing, you naturally like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You actually look forward to doing that through the day. And
Right.
then there is no, stopping. Given 1 hour, you would probably do something so much more than, your 5 hours of boring work could do. So I guess,
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's what. But having said that, I mean, since that's the fundamentally biggest thing, but there are a
Mm-hmm.
couple of other things that which are equally important. And I
Right.
believe that delivering customer satisfaction is just one step, but delighting them with the kind of work you are doing is
Right.
another very, very important mantra of being successful at what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. And I think if you're passionate about what you're doing, that going the extra mile for your customer, I think it comes naturally because you're anyway so excited about your work. It becomes easier to do something pure beyond what the customer is expecting from you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you have to be lucky enough always to get that kind of chance. But I also
Right.
believe that our natural tendency is to start working in that field which you like. So even if you're
Uh-huh.
doing very administrative stuff, you still figure out what is that part you really like, and you start like kind of going more in that direction and start getting more successful in that field.
Correct. Absolutely. So you recently wrote a book and it went on to become a bestseller on Amazon. Could you tell the audience a little bit about that book?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the most important thing that happened in my life. I actually, after giving birth to two sons, I never thought I'll give birth to anything else or anyone else. And my book is actually my third child. Yeah, actually, this book is the most wonderful thing that happened to me. It is all about my experience in brand building. And this book is actually called The Perfect Pill 10 Steps to Build a Strong Healthcare Brand. So, the question that it actually addresses is that how would you build a brand? And when I worked in advertising, marketing, sales for a while, and when I looked at the brands from various angles, I saw some connections and I saw there is a process to the whole idea of building a brand. And I thought, why not put it into, to the readers? If they like it and if they feel worth it, they can actually use and be successful with it. So it so happened that while I was working in FCB Ulka, I came across some giant brands like Abul, Whirlpool, Indica, Tata Motors. And I was myself handling healthcare brands and I saw actually synergies in it. And I started applying certain principles which were working in that market to healthcare brands, and the brands which I was handling from communication and advertising perspective started showing results. And
Okay.
that's where this entire idea came.
Mm-hmm.
Putting it together was the next step, and I'm really thankful to Sage Publications who showed kind of belief. Otherwise, it's a niche book. It is for healthcare people and may not make great commercial sense, is what we all thought initially, till it actually went on to become the bestseller in sales and marketing category and hot release of the month on Amazon.
Wow,
And
congratulations.
yeah, thank you. And that was the point, when Sage Publication showed trust, and they said, just write. And I started writing it. And it was a wonderful journey since I started writing about it.
Nice, that's amazing. So in the book, you mentioned a process for brand building. Could you elaborate a little bit on that for the audience?
Yeah, actually, Sirisha, you know what I realized, that anything that you create has to have a value for customer. So the
Right.
principal thing is that what are you giving it to your customer, because of which he or she will feel delighted. And I thought that though this book is all about healthcare brands, because that's my domain industry, I felt that this is good for each and every business, be it big or small or medium size, or even for a person if he wants to build himself or build himself as a brand. It's a fantastic process. So it is a
Okay.
very, very simple process, and this process I call it 3C process, in which the first part is know about yourself. So what is that your core value or your company's core value is? What are your strengths? And that's the first step. And naturally, it so happens that we tend to become very self-critical. So if you are leading your own business or something, you will first say, no, this is my problem. I'm not good at this. This is my business problem. No, so stop. Focus only on your strength. And that's the first thing. And when you start writing these strengths, you realize there is not one. I mean, many times when I talk to my clients, they say, oh, maybe this is my strength. And we start talking more and more about it. We realize it goes sometimes from 3 to 10 to 15. And they say, oh, these are our strengths. We didn't know that. Or, we didn't look at it this way. So that's the first step. The second important C is that of customer. What is it that your customer wants? What are his pain points? What is he or she looking for? And how does solution look like? And then third step is the third C is of competition. And here you look only at negatives of your competition. What are their weaknesses? They'll have 1,000 strengths. Leave it at that. But you focus only on their weaknesses. And then ask a simple question that what is it that my customer wants? My competition cannot offer, but I have an ability to deliver it. When you answer that, you answer this question, you actually start getting multiple value propositions which you can focus on. And that's what the whole thing is. But wait a minute, I mean, I don't want to stop here because a lot of people say that, how can you tell that don't look at customers, competition strength, or don't look at your own weakness? Yeah, but there is a rider. A lot of people tell me that how can you simply tell us that ignore competition strengths or ignore your own weaknesses? So no, you are not ignoring them. After you arrive at a value proposition, you are going to actually start looking at your weaknesses and you are going to actually start reducing, or at least you will work on it in a manner that it doesn't disturb your delivery. And also, how would you strengthen your strengths further is a very important step that you have to take. Having said that, of course, again and again, look at your competition strength, look at how the way they are doing business, and try and understand what are the points of differentiations that you can create for your customer so he or she gets the desirable solution. So this is the process, and believe me, I have been using it for years. It has worked wonderfully across the brands. And try it yourself. I mean, even if you're working
would love to.
Company, yeah, just try yourself. It really opens up your mind towards what you can give to the world or to your customers or clients.
Fantastic. I will definitely try this out for my brand itself. It's a very interesting way of looking at branding. And so just for the benefit of the audience, this is not just something that a brand new company can do, right? Even an existing brand, if they want to come up with maybe a new way of looking at things, especially at a time like this, they can go through this process to reinvent themselves, if I'm right.
Yes, absolutely. So this is not only for existing brand. In fact, if you're launching something new, then you have altogether ability to create your own strengths. So if you're a company, suppose you're a doctor, you're starting your clinic, or you are a financial advisor, just starting your services, just look at the things that you can offer. In that case, maybe you begin with customers. Look at what they want. What are their pain points? Then look at weaknesses of the competition and figure out why this customer's problem is still remaining unsolved, or he or she is not really satisfied with the solutions, and create your solutions. Yeah, in the end, it's all about filtering these three information baskets: one about yourself, second about your customer, and third about your competition. And answer is going to be the same. What is it that your customer wants, your competition cannot offer, and yet you have an ability to offer or deliver? And once you get answer to this question, be it a new brand, old brand, personal branding, corporate branding, answers are very easy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that process with us. So before we close, is there any advice that you would like to give either fresh startups or existing brands, something that will help them in their journey to success?
What I follow is a simple process, and I call that process luck process. And actually it brings a lot of luck to you, if you may believe. So the first alphabet L of luck is about listening. So are you listening to your customers? Often it so happens that your customers cannot really verbalize what they're saying. So it's important you read between the lines, and that gives actual importance to another alphabet of luck, and which is U. U is for understanding. Understand what they are trying to say. What are they saying between the lines? Reframe things for them if required. And that's how the first two alphabet. The third alphabet, C, is equally important, and that's come up with solutions which are desired by both. And what I mean both is that you as a company or you as a business has to be satisfied, but and your customer has to be satisfied, and therefore it has to be mutual solution for the entire problem that your customer has talked about. It has to be desired by customer, and it has to be uh, uh, possible for you to provide it. So these are the first three alphabet, and the most important and very important, the last one is K of luck. That is keep in touch. It's not that you do something for your customer and drop it and you just leave. No, that's not the way to do either business or have any relationship between a brand or a customer. You have to stay in touch for two reasons. One is that see what you have suggested to them is working. If you are a brand, then post purchase of your brand, stay in touch with your customer just to understand whether that it solved their problem. Do they have any problem? Measure success along with them and stay in touch for your future business. So if you have done a good job, actually your customer stays in touch with you. So you don't have to really work hard to stay in contact. And there is very nice win-win situation at the end. So follow luck and luck will follow you. That's what I feel is my one line advice.
Awesome. So luck stands for listen, understand, come up with solutions, and keep in touch. A very nice way of putting up the acronym. Thank you so much. So it was lovely having you here today, Gauri, and I'm sure our audience would have got some wonderful takeaways from today's interview. If someone wants to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Oh, I would be very happy to get in touch with anybody and everybody who is interested in brand building. So do connect with me on my Twitter handle, Chaudhary Gauri, or my LinkedIn profile. I also have a blog, gaurichaudhary.com. There are a lot of articles, so multiple ways, and I'm all willing to talk to everybody who is interested in the subject.
Wonderful, wonderful. So what I'll do is I'll put in these links in the description below so anyone can get in touch with you. And guys, also do check out Gauri's book, The Perfect Pill. It is a wonderful book on brand building for the healthcare industry. And based on the interview today, seems like it is perfect for anyone to pick up and read. It's available on Amazon, Flipkart, Kobo also, I guess. And yeah, so thank you so much. And we'll see you around.
Great. Very nice talking to you, Sirisha, and have a good day.
I'm sure you enjoyed this interview with Gauri Chaudhary. Let us know in the comments below what is your one takeaway from this interview. And if you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and remember to subscribe to the Citrines channel. Until next time.